So welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We're back today, Q&A Sunday. Hope you guys have a great Sunday. Hope you guys watch some good games. If there's any, I don't think there's any big matchups this week. I don't think I'm going to do it, or I wouldn't have done a game of the week. But still, probably going to have some international matchup playing in the background. Maybe Argentina, Brazil or something. I don't know. We'll have to see. But there will be some PES action. But we'll get into the questions for today. The first one is from Little Jamrock. Says, hey TTB, greetings from Jamaica. Very nice. Do you play WWE games? Do you play WWE games? Do you commentate when you are playing with your friends or by yourself? And do you play Omnibus Simulator? No, I don't. You know what? I used to play WWE games, and I actually don't mind them. I would have probably got the new one if it had been like really good, because you know, next gen and all that. But no, I used to actually be quite a big WWE fan. I used to watch all the big, you know, events, the Royal Rumble, Hell in a Cell, Survivor Series, and all that. But just haven't really got into it. You know, it takes a lot of work and effort now to do YouTube, and doing videos every day, trying to get you guys content every day takes up a lot of time. So no. So I don't. Commentating is weird because I do have a habit now of sort of commentating sometimes. When I'm editing, especially when I do edits on my videos, I will sort of commentate while I'm editing, so I sort of know how things will work. It's weird. It probably is very strange that I do that, but I've got to the point now where, yeah, commentating is sort of, it's just second nature to me. I do it because I enjoy it. And I've done it for so long. And I don't play that other game you said, the Omnibus, was it Simulator? Never heard of it, actually, so let me know what it is. Good question. Next up from Bartek, what was that, Zapka? I don't know how you say your name, sorry about that. Zapka, I'm going to say. Hey TTB, please answer my 3 quick questions. Number 1, how much do you know about Poland and Polish footballers? The reason I'm asking is that in one of your episodes you've said that Poles and Mexicans are coming to US massively. I've assumed it's a negative thing. Is it? No, I never said Polish people were coming to America. I said Polish people were moving into the UK. That's what I said. There's a lot of foreigners sort of moving over there. This is what I've heard, because I don't live in England. I do live in Florida, but my sister lives over there, so, you know, she tells us what's going on, and there's a lot more foreigners moving over there. And, you know, yeah, there's a lot of Mexicans over here, but I don't think it's a bad thing, because they want to work. You know, they actually want to put the work in. There's more people out there. You see a lot of gardeners and that are Mexican, because they don't mind being out in the heat, which I hate. I mean, it's so hot in Florida, you know, it's 80, 90 degrees, but they don't mind working, so I've got nothing wrong with Mexicans, because, you know, they're just normal people trying to make a daily wage. Do I know much about Polish footballers? You know, I just know your usual Lewandowski and all the big name players, but I don't really keep up with any kind of Polish football. Number 2, have you thought about making Football Manager career mode? No, I've had numerous questions and a lot of people asking me if I can, do I play it, but no, I've got no sort of, no plans, should I say, of doing a Football Manager career mode. It's too much time. It's going to take ages to do something like that, because it's boring unless you sort of edit everything together and then you commentate over it and then you got to show highlights. And that's why I'm doing, at the moment, sort of live commentaries a lot more. They're much quicker for me to put out. You know, I'm still trying to find a job, so I'm applying for a lot of things. Still waiting for a work permit as well. So it's a handful. That's why you're seeing a lot more live commentaries. It's just so much easier for me to put them out, because I can just do it, edit, done. Other videos, the FIFA career mode, the Master League, I have to play them, edit, then commentate, re-edit, and then upload. It's just so much longer. And number 3, which was your first World Cup to conscientiously watch? I remember watching, was it the old World Cup 98, I believe it was. Was it 98? When England were there. I think that was France. I think that was a cracking World Cup. You know, David Beckham, was that the whole, might have been the incident with the old David Beckham kicking, what's his name, Diego Simeone up the arse. I remember watching that. That was a great World Cup, but there's so many. I mean, I remember watching the 2002 Korea one. I was in high school in England back then. And Italy, I think they lost 3-2 to South Korea. Can't remember now, but yeah, so many big moments. The World Cup is why we love it so much. Good questions. Next up from Michael Jackson. Can't believe he's back from the dead. Legend. He says, from your opinion, who is better, Neymar or Eden Hazard? Ooh, that's a tough one, because I think you know, I don't know if Neymar would be able to play the way he does in the Premier League. This is what I've always said about sort of the Premier League is a harder league to play in. You know, you look at Radamel Falcao. He's gone to Manchester United, and it's not clicking for him. But he's not used to playing in the Premier League, where you get less time on the ball, where you get defenders constantly up your backside, not giving you any time to turn. That's why players like Ronaldo, who went to the Premier League, picked up World Player of the Year. That's why I said I think he's one of the best Premier League players to ever play in the league, because he managed to get World Player of the Year playing in that league, producing goals every single week. It's not an easy league to play, and I think it's one of the hardest because, you know, the Serie A, you get more time on the ball. Bundesliga, really, how many good teams are in there? There's only a handful of good ones in there. Dortmund this year have been a joke, especially in their league, or they bottom or somewhere near the bottom. You know, and La Liga, you know, yeah, you've got Real Madrid, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, but then who else is there? The Premier League, any team can win any week because no one is afraid of anyone. So that's why I say, and I would probably say Hazard could play in La Liga more than Neymar could possibly play in the Premier League. That's just my opinion. I think they're both great players, don't get me wrong. They both have their pros and their cons. I mean, Hazard is a quality player, but he's not the strongest. But Neymar's got, you know, phenomenal tricks, but goes down like a schoolgirl. So, that's my thoughts. There we have it. Next up from Suresh T says, which game do you like more, PES or FIFA 15? And do you think that Barcelona will be the first in La Liga points table? What do I prefer more? It's sort of a mixed bag this year, because I think Ultimate Team I'm enjoying more than my club. Definitely. But then again, Master League I'm sort of enjoying maybe a little more than the FIFA career mode, because FIFA on Legendary is just, it's so cheap. You know, I've had to dumb the sliders down. I mean, I changed the sliders and I've put them more back to default, and it's still like you can't get the ball off the AI. So they both have their pros, they both have their cons. I enjoy them both for what they are. That's why I try and put sort of an even amount of content out now. I know I used to put more PES out, but I still, you know, I think people like to see FIFA. And as I said, I like to play Ultimate Team at the moment. It's fun, it's engaging. So I like both of them. And will Barcelona win the league? Possibly. I mean, Real Madrid aren't playing great at the moment, have they? They haven't had a great start to the year anyway. They've lost they lost to Valencia, they lost to Atletico Madrid. I think they're out of the Copa del Rey. So it's going to be neck and neck, I think. But it's going to be between Barca and Real Madrid. Atletico Madrid will be close, but I don't think they're going to have the knack at the end of the season. Next up from Adrian Gonzalez. Can you license Premier League teams, Mexican League, Bundesliga, etc. in PES 2015 on PS3? Other than that, your channel, I love it. Thanks for great content. No problem. I enjoy doing it. Yes, you can. I mean, you get option files which will license the teams. You're not going to have official licenses, but just Google, you know, how to install patches on PlayStation 3. I might even have one up on my channel somewhere about the PS3. I've got one on PC for sure, but the PS3 is easy. You download an option file, you put all the files in your save data folder, head on the PS3, upload them, or, you know, copy and paste them onto the from a USB stick into the PlayStation 3, and boom, you've got it sorted. You just got to make sure it's compatible with the right region, and you're good to go. Okay, next up from Ahmed says, can you please do a real-life football video? Anyway, I love your vids. Greetings from Singapore. Greetings from Florida. No, I'm not going to do a real-life football video because people will be like, what the hell is this? And I don't really, I mean, I don't play professional. I just play on the Sunday League team. And half the time, my players don't show up. We had 10 players last week. Somehow managed to win 3-2. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be very exciting for you guys to watch me play real football. But yeah, good suggestion, either way. Alright, next up from Thunder God. What kind of music do you like? Well, I answered this, I think, in one of my other videos. I'm pretty general. I've got quite a vast range of music I like, apart from sort of classical. You know, I'll listen to hip-hop, R&B, techno, bit of dubstep when I'm down the gym, trance, electronica. I'm not really fussed. I'm quite varied. I like different sort of songs. So yeah, apart from like classical, that's just not my cup of tea. Alright, next up from Alan Ola says, hey TTB, a little bit of a long question here. Love your vids, keep up the good work. Great to see such a good YouTuber for PES. Well, no problems, thank you very much. There are only a handful, but quality is at the top with you, unlike those money dwellers that play FIFA like W2S. Well, yeah, I'm not going to get into that whole debate about what people watch, because I've seen what other YouTubers put out, and you know, it baffles me how some of these have 500,000 million subscribers. I don't know, and it's hard work to try and get up there, so I can only keep bashing out the content that I have. Anyways, I have 2 questions. What do you think about the fact that my colleagues laugh at me for playing PES? How dare they? And also, do you take any supplements? If so, could you recommend me some? Cheers. Yeah, I don't know why they'd laugh at you. PES is a decent game. PES used to be the #1 played game. Easy, football-wise, back in the PS2 days. So, if they're laughing at you, let them laugh all they want. It's not a big deal. PES is still... It's coming back. It's coming back. The gameplay's better. They just need to sort of tweak the modes. Any supplements? I take creatine. Actually, I have it right here with me. This is what I take right here. You guys will see it. It's just micronized creatine powder. It just basically will make you more leaner. If you guys want to have some guns, if you guys can see them, yeah, just take that. And I also take pre-workout. I take something called, is it Ignite? I think something. It's really good. It gets you sort of buzzing, gets you going for the gym. I've been taking pre-workout supplements now for like 6, 7, 8 years. So I've got kind of used to caffeine, but it does the job. The creatine will really help. If you want to take creatine, you just got to make sure you bulk up for the first couple of weeks, like 10 grams a day, 2 teaspoons. Once you've got it in your system, then you can just go down to one a day. But this cost me $15 from Amazon, and it's got 105 scoops. So it's going to last you like 3, 4, 5, 6 months. So bargain. Alright, well, that's all the time we've got for today. Hope you guys did enjoy this video. We'll have some gameplay in the background. You guys would have watched it. Please do submit some more questions. We're back next week for more. Lots more content to come. My club, Ultimate Team, Career, Master League, all on its way. But until next time, take care.